Alright, this is the video for 1-2. Hopefully to help you on your homework here. Okay, we're going to look at order of operations. You must do things in a certain order in math or you get a completely different answer. So let's look at an example here. I'm going to write this example down, and all of the problems that I'm grabbing today for this video are from your textbook, so feel free to look at your textbook. So here we go. I have 27 divided by 3 squared times 2 take away 3. All right, now you know we have PEMDAS. If this is easiest for you to remember it, that's fine. P stands for parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Okay, now when you're doing the multiply, divide, add, and subtract, it's always from left to right. So it goes in this direction. Okay, so if you have both, then you just go from the one that starts first and then go out to the right. Okay, so let's go ahead and evaluate this problem here. The first thing we're going to do is take the power. So instead of this exponent right here, because we have no parentheses, so we move to e. Do we have any exponents? Yes, we do. We have 3 squared. Well, 3 squared is going to become 9. So all I'm going to do is bring everything else down exactly how it's written, changing just that one factor. Okay, the next part we're going to do is the divide, because we have division and multiplication, but again, I told you to go from left to right. So what comes first going from the left to the right? The division comes first. So we're going to take care of this part right here first, ignoring the rest of this. Okay, 27 divided by 9 is going to give us 3, because 3 times 9 gives us 27. Okay, now I'm just going to bring down the rest exactly how it's written. Next step we're going to do is to multiply. Again, going from left to right. Multiply comes before subtraction. See, multiply here, subtraction way over here. So we got to multiply first. 3 times 2 gives us 6. 6 take away 3, bringing down that take away 3. And now we're down to our last little group, and we can just go ahead and subtract, knowing 6 take away 3 gives us 3. And that's your final answer, is 3. Now, if you do this out of order, you will get something completely different. So it's very important that you stick to the right order. All right, let's try another one. Let's say we have 7 parentheses, 13 take away 8 parentheses equals 7 times what? Well, let's go ahead and work this part out. So we know we have 7 times something, okay? But we have to do the parentheses first. Well, 13 take away 8 is going to give us 5. All right. Now we still have parentheses, but there's not anything we can do inside the parentheses. So at this point, it becomes a multiplication problem. And again, I said 7 times, and we're trying to think, okay, what am I going to multiply? Well, now I know I'm going to multiply these two together, and I'm going to get the answer of 35. And that's it. All right, well, what if we had something with a fraction or a substitution also? Let's put the 2 and 2 together. So let's say x equals 4, and I'm going to give you this problem here. Okay, and I'm telling you that x equals 4. So I'm going to substitute in 4 every time I see an x. So here I put a 4, and here I put a 4. So this is 9 times 4 on the top. And on the bottom, I have 3 parentheses, 4 plus 2. Okay, well, let's go ahead and work it out. Now, since this is a fraction, the top works separate as the bottom, so you don't have to worry about doing one versus the other first. So let's go ahead and multiply this out. 9 times 4 is going to give us 36, and now we're done with the numerator. So let's look at the bottom. We're obviously going to do the parentheses first. So 4 plus 2 gives us 6, which is now going to be 3 times 6, which gives us 18. Okay, now I could write this as an answer, but if you notice, first of all, it's improper, and they're both divisible by 2. In fact, 18 goes into 36. So 3 different things you could do to this answer before leaving it as your final answer. So let's go ahead and simplify this down, knowing that 8 times 2 gives me 36, so my final answer is 2. Okay? Let's try another one. All right, let's try this problem. We have 48 divided by 4 squared plus 3/5. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this exponent right here. So I'm going to bring everything else down. 48 divide, now instead of writing 4 squared, 4 times 4. Remember, this means to write it that many times, which gives me 16 plus 3/5. All right, so now what I can do is do my division. So I'm going to come over here and divide this out. So I'm going to put 16 into 48. All right, well, let's try 16 times 3. Let's see what that looks like. So that's 18. Carry the 1. Oh, perfectly. So 48 divided by 16 gives me 3. And now I'm going to bring down the 3/5. Okay? Now, since this is basically 3 over 1, and I would have to change the denominator and everything, I can just go ahead and squeeze those two together and get my final answer as 3 3/5. All right, let's try one more. Okay, here I have 11 plus r to the 3rd power minus 2r. And this is all when r equals 5. Okay, so let's plug it in. Instead of r here, I'm going to make it a 5. Instead of r here, I'm going to make it a 5. So let's rewrite this. We have 11 plus 5. Ooh, funny looking 5 there. 5 to the 3rd power minus 2. When they're smacked together, that means to multiply. So I'll just put some parentheses around it so there's some separation. Okay, well, remember our PEMDAS, we don't have parentheses, so to speak, because there's not much we can do with this parenthesis. It means to multiply. So do we have exponents? Yes, we do. We have an exponent right here. So this means 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, so let's solve that out. We know that 5 times 5 is 25, and now we're going to multiply that last 5. Okay, again, 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So this whole value right here is 125. So I'm going to rewrite this over here just so it's nice and neat. 11 plus 125 minus 2 times 5. Okay, remembering our PEMDAS, we didn't have any parentheses. We got rid of the exponent, m. M stands for multiplication. Do I have anything being multiplied? Yes, I do. These two right here are being multiplied. So 2 times 5 gives me 10. All right, let's bring down the rest. Exactly how it's written. Okay, now D. I don't have any division. So A, addition and subtraction from left to right. So I'm going to go from left to right. So I'm going to first add these and then subtract the 10. So it's going to look like this. We're going to have 125 plus 11, which gives you 135. Okay, so far I've taken care of those two. So now I'm going to take that 135 and I'm going to go ahead and subtract my 10. Okay, that gives me a 5, 2, and a 1. So my final answer for this problem is 125. All right, well, I hope this helped you for your homework.